If you've been looking for a great way to conserve groundwater and landscape with better quality water, why not consider harvesting rainwater? Owner of Oasis Water Harvesting, Rick Weisberg, is here with the details. Rick, it's a pleasure to have you on. Thanks so much for joining us. And the first question I have for you is, how much water could somebody get, say, off of a 2,000 square foot home?
Well, the formula is 1 inch of rain on 1,000 square feet is 600 gallons. So 1 inch of rain on a 2,000 square foot home, you're going to get 1,200 gallons.
That's a whole lot of water, and you're, like we say, we're not using up the groundwater. We're getting that fresh rainwater. If someone is considering this, what size tank should they consider for their roof area?
Well, I like seeing tanks that take 2 to 3 inches to fill up. If you get a tank that fills up an inch of rain, it's just you don't have much capacity. And here in the desert, when it doesn't rain for long periods of time, you want some capacity to get you into those drier times. So 2 to 3 inches off of a given roof area. For instance, 1,000 square feet, 1 inch of rain would be 600 gallons. 2 inches of rain would be 1,200 gallons. 3 inches of rain would be 1,800 gallons. So to me, a 1,500 gallon tank would be an ideal size tank for 1,000 square feet of roof area.
Well, I think a misconception might be that all water tanks are sort of created the same, right? Is that the case?
Well, some tanks, they're all made out of the same material, polyethylene, but some tanks will let light in, especially the lighter colors. But the tanks I sell, these Enduraplast tanks, they don't let any light in, so you don't have any algae issues with these tanks.
Excellent. And so this whole idea of harvesting rainwater might really be a brand new concept to a lot of people. What do you find that most of your customers are actually using their rainwater for?
Well, most people are using it for landscaping purposes. Every once in a while, I've done some commercial jobs where we've done for toilets. Works great for that with the adding of a pump.
Yeah, like we said, the plants and the landscaping, they love that fresh rainwater. Let's talk about why it's actually good for the desert. I did mention that a little bit, but go a little more in depth in what you tell your customers when they have questions about why it really is important to do this.
Well, we live in the desert. We don't have any really big water sources, no rivers or lakes that a lot of people in the country do to have to pull from. So we're relying on our groundwater, and groundwater tables have been dropping over the years, especially here in Sierra Vista where I live. We are trying to keep the San Pedro River from drying up. So there's a big movement in our area to do a lot of water conservation, for instance, up on Fort Huachuca and here in Sierra Vista proper. So a lot of people are doing rainwater harvesting. Of course, rainwater, it's a better water for your plants anyway because it doesn't have the salts and calcium that groundwater does. So it's kind of a win-win for your landscaping.
And so these systems are new to a lot of people, and a great incentive for them to actually get one and start using it are rebates that they can get, right? Tell us about the program.
Yeah, so Tucson Water has had a rebate program for quite a few years. If you buy a tank that's over 800 gallons, they will give you $1 a gallon rebate. So a 1,000 gallon tank, they'll give you $1,000 towards the purchase of that tank. And in those size tanks, the way I price my tanks, it pretty well covers the cost of the tank. You just have to take a 3-hour class, which qualifies you for that rebate, fill out a form, and then send the receipt in with your form, and you get the rebate.
Excellent. It sounds like a no-brainer. And so if someone wants an estimate, how easy is it to get that?
Yeah, so I do free on-site consultations with homeowners. It's part of the way I do my business. And I like seeing the person's roof. I give them suggestions. We look at the size of the roof. I tell them how much water they can collect off of that surface area that they're going to collect the water off of. I give them a recommendation on what size tank I feel would be appropriate for that size roof area. And so I do that as a service with my business. So I would just call me up and I'll book an appointment where I can come to your person's home.
Well, it really is an exciting prospect, like you're saying, to preserve and conserve that groundwater, use rainwater that the landscaping just loves, and of course that rebate makes a lot of sense. So Rick Weisberg, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you very much.
And if you're interested, Oasis Water Harvesting does on-site consultations like Rick just said. You can call 520-234-7681, or you can visit oasisrainwaterharvesting.com for more information.